the people have spoken. So I will be reviewing or checking out Ubuntu MATE 18.04 in this video. I'm not going to be leaving anybody out at all. I will be checking out all of those other distros in that poll. And yeah, I'm specifically going to be going in the order of most voted to least voted distro. So I'll be going Ubuntu MATE, Arch Linux, Linux Mint, and then Elementary OS. And then I will have another poll up of another 4 operating systems. And then we will also do a vote on that with the exact same outcome as this one. I'll be checking all of them out. And my goal with this specifically is to find a distro other than stock Ubuntu to use. Yeah, I've just been kind of lazy at trying to find one, so I decided, hey, let's make some YouTube videos out of it. And I will also be putting a bunch of videos in between so no one gets bored of me just checking out new distros every video. So yeah, with that said, let's check out Ubuntu MATE. And right here, I just gotta say, this is one of my favorite parts of Ubuntu MATE. The welcome screen, or welcome window, you could say. But it is probably one of the best things ever. If you click here on introduction, it does a great job at explaining what Ubuntu MATE is, what Ubuntu MATE's objectives are, what Ubuntu is, and what the MATE desktop is, and even what open source is. And it does a very good job at explaining that. And another thing that I really like about this, if you go into getting started, it tells you how to install drivers and stuff like that. Wide range of hardware is compatible with Ubuntu MATE. Shows how to install drivers, which is really nice. Blah blah blah. Was unable to identify the graphics vendor. Ooh. Probably because Ubuntu MATE is having trouble with the virtual machine. But yeah, it is having trouble with it. With the virtual machine, I'm almost certain it will not have trouble like this with hardware machines. So yeah. Yeah, so it has customization here, and this takes you to Control Center, where you can customize some stuff. And also, another thing that I really like in getting started is it has a very nice systems specifications area. It shows boot mode, it shows motherboard, although I don't know if it would show my computer's motherboard. Even Windows doesn't show my computer's motherboard. It shows the clock speed of my processor. I don't know if this is if this only shows stock clock speed or if this shows the actual clock speed for if you overclock it, because I have not overclocked my CPU for a while. My power supply is too low to do that at the moment. Shows architecture in use and supported architectures. It shows your memory, which currently I have 8 gigabytes in this virtual machine. Shows the graphics, shows internet access, shows the root file system. It shows entire disk capacity, and it shows the entire operating system. This is what the available space is, the light green right here, and this is used. And this is what is not used by the operating system at all, what can't be used by the operating system. So I don't know if that would be used by the Linux kernel, if that's used up by VirtualBox. But yeah, that system specifications area is very nice. You know, let's get back in there. I want to show you something else. The detailed area, it doesn't work with my virtual machine. I think I broke something. It worked earlier. But then I started updating some stuff, and it was really broken. I had trouble installing the VirtualBox guest editions. But again, I am very confident that that's only for VirtualBox and nothing else. Maybe my ISO is broken. I don't know. But yeah, there's errors there. It shows fairly certain from my understanding, it shows the terminal output for if you just go into the terminal and look up your system specs on the terminal. But yeah, that's pretty cool. It has a donate button right in here. Community and chat room, from my understanding, these just take you into the browser. Yeah, click that and it'll take you into the browser. That's pretty cool. Software. Yep, this opens up the boutique for Ubuntu MATE, the software boutique, which is pretty cool also. Another really nice thing of Ubuntu MATE is you don't have to have your applications up on the desktop. You can like just entirely get rid of them, disable them, and because your trash is down here, there's no downside to it. So sometimes I've had a downside on Ubuntu with doing that because I have to remember that my trash is not on the desktop anymore. But with this, I can just drag it down here, and it's almost the exact same as if it is still on the desktop. You can also dock applications down here so you don't put stuff up here. And then also a really, really nice thing is the workspaces. The way workspaces is implemented is phenomenal. The best implementation of workspaces I have ever seen. So you switch workspaces just by clicking down here on the different little workspace icon things. And the workspace icons are updated live pretty much. And it shows the window moving around. It shows when shows multiple windows. If you have multiple windows open, it even has the icons. Unless they are taking up a quarter of the screen, then it won't have the icons. But if it's just half, there will be the icons there. So let's say I got tons of windows. Whoops, what just happened there? Tons of windows open here. Let's say I got 2 Firefox windows open in this one. Maybe this one has, you know, let's find some windows here. I keep clicking on this. Why do I don't know why I keep clicking on that. Maybe it's because I'm used to stock Ubuntu. Let's go with, let's open the welcome here. Takes a while to open that. Can I? Nope, can't do that. Alright, let's just, let's say I'm on the welcome for some reason, and I'm using it to figure out something to put in the terminal. I don't even know if you would use it for that. But yeah, and I need files open at the same time, and I have files open with terminal specifically for some reason, and I have 2 Firefox windows open. I can go in between them really easily and be like, wait a second, where's my terminal window? If I'm over at Firefox, I need the terminal. I can just look down here, see it, click there, without having to move windows and click on it and maybe make something so it stays on top of everything so I can keep track of it. And it is much easier. I've got to say, 8 gigabytes of RAM in a virtual machine makes it pretty fast. So yeah, it did have trouble with my VirtualBox stuff. So yeah, I would recommend getting on a virtual machine just to try it out, but without a doubt it would work better on hardware. So I think I'm ready to say my final opinions on Ubuntu MATE. So application-wise, it is very similar to Ubuntu, to stock Ubuntu. So if someone is used to it, they can see basically the same applications are used in this. They got LibreOffice in here. They actually got more LibreOffice stuff I think than Ubuntu 18.04. Where did the LibreOffice stuff? There they are. Yeah, they got, I think that's all of them. They don't have all of them in Ubuntu. But yeah, if you're used to Ubuntu, you'll be used to this because they even have the normal software and updates and the software updater. They have pretty much all the same stuff. So you'll be really used to that. The only thing you'd have to get used to is the menu, and that's pretty much it. For some people, you may have to get used to the workspaces down here and stuff. But yeah, I would recommend this distro for anyone who is a beginner to Linux, and also for some professional users, because it could make your life much easier with these workspaces here. And for beginners, it could definitely get them into things like workspaces that are generally only used by power users who want to get as much work done as fast as possible on their computer. And those are really the only people who genuinely use workspaces, but this type of implementation of it could get it so a new user could get into using workspaces much more quickly. And I know that I never got into using workspaces on macOS, Windows, or Ubuntu. And I think that is because, in my opinion, all three of those implement workspaces in a very similar way. And I really like how they implemented it in this. It is a great implementation. Good for beginners and pro users. Ubuntu MATE is probably one of the best distributions, and it's very good for almost everybody. And I say almost everybody because there are certain people who won't have a good time using it, at least at the start, because they have to install a ton of applications. For production people who use Linux for production and have to get work done really quickly after they have installed an operating system, I would say just go with Ubuntu Studio. It has all of that installed already, and it's most of the time it's all up to date. But for people who have time to get the operating system up and running, for people who have time to set up the operating system, they should choose Ubuntu MATE. And that's just my opinions right now. I have not tried very many distros. There could very well be distros that are better than this. Yeah. I guess those are my final opinions on Ubuntu MATE, possibly one of my favorite distributions so far. I hope you all like this video, and I will see you all in the next video.